Hello, today I'm going to be talking about robots from Task Force Games in 1980. It's a game for 2 or more players. You build your own robots. There's resources involved and conflict, of course. It's a nice cover art here, actually. A lot of action going on, gives you a good sense of it. Pretty vibrant colors. A little bit of theme on the back. The Sixth World War, the Third World War destroyed the armies, the Fourth World War destroyed the cities, and the Fifth World War destroyed all life on Earth. Robots were used to salvage the ancient technological sites. One day the robots of 2 salvage corporations met at a particularly valuable site and fired on each other with their mining lasers. The Sixth World War had begun. Players construct their own robots by combining weapons, gun, missile, or laser, with chassis modules, track, hover, droid. Newly constructed robots move from their factory salvage ships to capture resource areas, then mine the resources to produce new robots. 1 to 2 hours, fairly easy apparently. Designers Mike Jocelyn and William Ferguson. The object of the game is to establish control over the general salvage area by destroying the other players' robots and factory ships. Components, 14-page rulebook. Of course, this is a Task Force game capsule game, so it doesn't include dice, but here's the counters. There's 2 colors for 2 different sides. The counters are the same, just different colors. For the unique counters and the 2 sides, we have submerged, these are factories, and some motion chassis elements are droids, hoovers, and tracks. And the indicator on these items is the movement allowance. And you'll see these for both sides, of course. Some attack elements, gun, laser, rocket, and the indicators on those are the attack strength and the range. Some special items, there's suicide robot, drills, and electronic warfare. And the counters are, the 2 sets of 54 each, so a total of 108 counters. Counters are only one-sided, but I think their art is fairly simple but functional. As far as the map, it's a 16 by 20 inch kind of medium thickness paper. Of course, it's hexes. Different colors indicate different terrain: lake, river, desert, rough, and mountain. And these different symbols, this are different resource indicators for the different scenarios. So a given scenario would have one of these sets of resource indicators. Again, it's fairly simple, but it's functional. Scale, each X is half mile across. Sequence of play, first weather determination phase, mutual construction deployment phase, player B's drill movement phase, player A's reaction, player B's drill combat phase, player A's normal movement phase, player B's normal combat phase, player A's drill movement phase, player B's reaction phase, player A's drill combat phase, player B's normal movement phase, player A's normal combat phase. These are the modules and production cost. Nuke 5, EW 3, laser 4, rocket 4, gun 1, drill 3, hoover 3, droid 2, tracks 1. So train effects. Victory conditions. The game continues until 1 player has no factory ships remaining in the map sheet. The player with 1 or more factory ships remaining wins the scenario. If neither player has achieved victory in 20 turns, the game is draw. Alternative victory conditions. Player may, if they prefer, play for a specified number of turns. After each victory is determined by a point system. Players first catch in their robots, converting them to resource points. After deducting 40, the initial result, the player adds points to the following: each enemy factory ship evacuated 20, each enemy factory ship destroyed 50, each unused production point starting factory 1, and then here's the combat results table. So number of attack strength points, firing, where the target is. So W's 1 weapon hit, 2 propulsion hits, propulsion weapon, explosion. So doing setup here, the order is factories deployed, player order determined, player area factories redeployed, robots constructed and deployed, resource hexes rolled for. So first of all, I don't know which of the 3 different types of resources go on to yet. So I'm going to set up the factories so they're within proximity of the different ones, and I'm having blue coming in this side of the board basically, and the orange coming here, and you see the factory set up in proximity to the different resources types. Similarly here, and then deciding secretly showing which of the ones are dummies. The 3 blue factory is a dummy, and the 2 orange factory is a dummy. The order I'll be going is blue and orange. Didn't need to redeploy any factories because it's already setting up according to limitations about distance from line of sight and etc. So we're good there. Robots constructed and deployed. I have 40 RP for each. I decided to go with blue is going to go with a bunch of standard robots, which are guns, rockets, tracks. I got 5 of those. And then I have 1 drill, gun, rocket, and track. And for instance, so the setup is track, weapons, gun, rocket, drill, for an example. And then taking the cost, 3 for drills, 1 for tracks, 1 for guns, 4 for rockets. Get a total of 39 total there, so that's what they're doing. Orange, they're doing some a little more diverse systems, and they'll have, so they're gonna have 2 drill guns and tracks, 2 gun tracks, 1 EW laser hoover, 1 EW laser hoover, and that's the mix of theirs. And I have them set up across the board, and you set them up in factories, and then they're allowed 5 movement points to move outside the factory. And so here, for instance, set up there, moved it out a bit. Again, I'm not sure which resources yet, so they're kind of going in between. Similarly here, kind of spreading out by different resources. Again, 5 movement points. They can't drill yet. Blue started the factories and moved out up to 5 movement points. Going across desert here. This one had to cross a river. So just kind of getting in between like resources, kind of sort of moving forward a little bit. Then moving for the rolling for the resources. 2, look at the resource chart. So that'd be the asterisks. So these are where the resources are. Then we're set up for play. So I'm starting out play here. First of all, I'm going to do the optional weather roll. So we'll roll for the weather. 2 is normal, so no weather effects. And then the sequence is shown here. Resource calculation, so the amount of resources you have is the number of factories times the number of resource hexes, and I don't currently have any of those. So player A is blue and B is orange. I'm doing drills too. So I have a couple robots here, and they're gonna, first of all, they're gonna submerge, indicated with that. This one will also submerge. And they have 5 movement points, and each hex is 1. They can go under rivers and lakes. Parry's reaction. If one of the B drills is surfaced at the end of movement, player may fire. Surface drill. They didn't surface, they're still submerged. Player B's drill combat. All surface drills can combat, they're not surfaced. Player A's normal movement phase. He's gonna move his drill later, but they're gonna move onto the resources. Again, The resources are the asterisks. And the track has 10 movement points. As far as other resources, he's going to be moving 3. And then it's 1 more to cross the river, so it's 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a lot of those resources around here. He'll be moving this one as well. Cost 2 to cross there. He'll start moving these over. He'll keep 1 defensive, then 1 move over to get resources. He'll keep him over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotta keep him there. He'll start moving him over here. Movement for rough is 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He'll just stop there. In B's normal combat phase, sees which ones are in range and see who he can attack. He's submerged. The range is 5. Can't quite reach there. He's submerged. His range is 5. 5. And 5. So nothing can reach there. Player A's drill movement. So he's going to submerge. B's reaction phase, so if any of the drills come up, B can attack, but he didn't do that. A's drill combat phase, they haven't surfaced, so I didn't do that. B's normal movement. He wants to defend this factory. He's on a track. He'll go over there to defend that factory. Several resources around here. He has a Hoover. Go over to this resource. Another Hoover. He'll go over to this resource. Track. He'll go over to this resource. Again, moving across desert is 1. So that's all his movement. He's normal combat. See what's in range. He's got a rocket for 10, but nothing's in range there. Go to the next turn then. To the next turn here. First of all, we check the weather. 5, which is normal. Then we do the resource calculation allocation. To have a resource, you need to have it be friendly to, you need either go through it on ground or land on it. And orange has Hoovers, but at the end of their turn, there's like I have them resource here, and then on ground it's over here. So I indicate the hexes that are friendly here for orange. They have 3. So the number of resources is 3 times the number of active factories, which is 2, so they have 6 resources. Blue has ground there and there, so we get 2 resources, indicate, write down the hexes, 2 factories times 2 resources is 4. Construction and deployment, orange will go with the track, blue will go with the Hoover. Blue has 1 more. They'll put a gun in that. Start right here. So that's 4 points for them. Orange, they'll go with a track, which is 1. They'll go with a gun and a laser. A gun is 1. A laser is 4. So their total is 6. So they get that unit. Robot ready to go. They're deployed. First place is 1 in accordance with initial deployment rules. And player B's drill movement. He will unsubmerge. This drill will unsubmerge as well. Player A's reaction. If one bead drill is surfaced, primary fire on the surfacing drill with any units in range. Attack with the firing, units divided in half, and so he's in range of both of these. He'll go with a rocket. Combat here then. So you take the attack factor and route it down. Rocket is 2 and the gun is 1, so one half rounded down is 0, and 2 half of that is 1. He'll be going at this drill. Go to the combat results table. The target's in desert. 3. Weapon. Damage to weapon. Takes 2 hits to destroy a weapon. So it's damaged. Flip it over. That's the only one in range for a player A reaction. B drill combat. I'll throw drills. May attack player A's units in range. He's damaged, so he can't fire. He though has a gun. He'll be attacking that unit. It's within the range of 5. They're both on desert. And go to the combat table. Strength of 1, 4. Weapon. So he damages one of his weapons. Flip it over to show damage. He still has a gun though. Player A's normal movement, so blue will go. He's going to move down here to get that resource. He'll stay around here for defensive purposes. He'll move up. Still submerged. Actually, he's going to unsubmerge. That's friendly, so he can keep moving now. So 3 points. So 6, 7, 8, 10. Tracks can't go over mountain, so he'll stay back here for defensive purposes. Player B's normal combat phase. Can't fire drills again. He's out of range. He's out of range. It's everything for orange is out of range. So it's Robots from Task Force Games from 1980. It's an enjoyable game. The components are fairly simple. Map is okay. It's an interesting kind of build your robot and combat game. It's also got resources involved. There's a lot to like about it. There's a lot of flexibility as far as you can do, electronic warfare, you can do tunneling, you can choose different motion platforms, a little bit of variety in weapons, not a huge variety, but some. So there's a whole lot of variations of different tactics you could use. So it has a lot in kind of a small package. So I definitely recommend it and give it a 7 out of 10. Thanks a lot.